You women that have been very promiscuous, you could learn a lot from this woman here. She goes by the name of Brittany Renner. And for a while, she was like a media darling. And not so much now. Her so-called fame, if you can call it that, is fading away. Just like her beauty she once had is fading away. Now, earlier I was watching this video here. Actually, I was listening to it. And it's put up by GMS Kingdom Minded. And the name of the video is entitled Whoredom and Single Mother Culture Has Become a Plague. Now, pay attention to what this woman says. Now, she had her fun, right? You know, she rode the cock carousel. Lord knows how many men she laid down with. And you're going to hear her say that she regretted that. So really, that's a message to you women that are promiscuous. One of the reasons why you women are promiscuous, when I say promiscuous, you need to look up the word. One of the reasons why is because you have low self-esteem, and that's clearly seen. You have low self-esteem. And those of you women that's been in the truth, and you know the truth, you know that in the book of Jeremiah, it says that if a woman divorces her husband and she goes and be with another man, shall not that land be greatly polluted, as in the woman? And that's just after one man. Okay, if she leaves that one man and lays down with another man, so that would be one man outside of her husband, she's already polluted. And that's according to the book of Jeremiah, the 3rd chapter, I believe, beginning at the 1st verse. So how much more a woman that's laid down with multiple men, as is glorified in this society? Case in point, you have something called Sex in the City. When you watch that series, Sex in the City, which I don't watch it, all right? I'm just using it as a reference. I don't watch that crap. But it's appropriate, and I'm going to use it as a reference. That's what they glamorize. That's what they glorify. Women being loose, women being promiscuous, having multiple one-night stands. So here's this woman here who was pretty damn good at it. You know, a lot of men wanted to have sex with her. I mean, look at her. She still has somewhat of her looks, so to speak. She's so-called beautiful according to this society's standards, right? She has come to regret how she lived her life and how loose she made herself. Okay? So, without further ado, I'm going to play the part of this video. And again, pay attention to what she says. And you women that are promiscuous and you think that salvation is you being promiscuous, you know, you think that that is going to somehow fulfill you, that somehow that's going to make you feel valuable, you better think again, man. Okay? In other words, listen to what this woman has to say about her in her past being promiscuous and how she feels about it now.
Like what you talk about, I think that it's foreign to me because, and I would say probably a lot of females as well, because I can honestly say, I'll speak for myself because I don't want to speak for everybody, but I never thought about it. I never thought about how men feel. I never thought about, biologically speaking, what makes sense. I never thought about how in marriage, you know, especially if the man makes more, that it's kind of a shitty contract on their end. I know business. That doesn't make sense, you know, unless we're signing prenups, right? So it's just like, since I've been listening to your content and I knew I was going to get on here, I started to like you a lot more, right? It's easy to just kind of take a clip from you and be like, oh my God, she's this, she's that. I personally like you. Like, your personality is why I got on a 7-hour flight. And I knew that even though I may not agree, and I think that, and not even about agreeing, even though I may not just limit it to just that, like that perspective, I respect it. And I think it's true. There's really not a lot of stuff I think is untrue.
Isn't it amazing how you can have a young lady like this woman here, Miss Pearly Things, interview young woman after young woman, trying to explain to them that they have the concept all wrong and that they're going down the wrong path. And young woman after young woman will not listen to her. But the minute they hit the wall, now all of a sudden, I like you. You're right. Remember Sister Shahrazad Ali? She had been saying the same thing since the middle 80s, all the way up until this very day. And when she was telling women, especially black women, that they were out of line, and that's the reason they weren't being successful in relationships, they jumped all over her. Ayala Van Zandt was one of those women.
My name is Yamla Van Zandt.
Okay, bear with me for a minute. I thought I had captured the part where Brittany Renner speaks about this might be it here. Yeah, right about here. Where this is the part I want, the part where Brittany Renner speaks about her promiscuity. Okay? Bear with me for a minute. And he's making a good point, this man here, which I watch his videos. I think his channel is Please Do Right, something like that. When these women are young and they still have their looks, they don't care. They throw caution to the wind. You know, they are extremely, and if they have looks, they're extremely promiscuous. But as they get older and the well of their men dries up, the men ain't checking for them like they used to when they were younger, then all of a sudden they get this epiphany that they've been living a foul life. Women are too much, man. Anyway, let's check it out.
Sleep with a ball player just to get a check because they're stupid and they'll sleep with you without protection so you can get pregnant and get paid. We know that she's ruined her reputation, and there's no way she's going to escape it, even if she sits here and says she's ready to pay the consequences for her actions.
So I don't ask for people to look at me through a different lens. I'm just kind of here to be myself and just showcase another perspective. That's really it.
Looking back, was there anything that you would do differently? And is there different advice that you would give to a 20-year-old girl that has the same opportunities that you
Okay, now listen up.
did?
I think the biggest thing that we do differently is
Avoid the athletes.
In case you didn't catch that, she said, avoid the athletes. No, sweetheart, you don't have to avoid the athletes. You just need to avoid what you were doing with the athletes. Okay, Pearly Things, don't be trying to blame her being promiscuous on the athletes. They're only going to do what you allow them to do.
Well, I will say, I have to be honest with myself because I think it's easy to take the cliche route.
Pay attention, man. This is a world premiere. A so-called black woman being honest with herself. So listen up.
And say, like, I would do nothing differently. Now, from the wisdom I have acquired, no, I would not change this wisdom for a clean slate. And that's just the God honest truth. But I will say, and even to my 20-year-old self, I hate how I allowed myself to just be, like, used up by men. And that came from a lack of self-worth. I did not understand.
That came from a lack of self-worth. See? Now this is a woman speaking. All right? This is her own perspective of how loose she was in the past.
My value that I was born with. I didn't. And I gave...
Let's hear that again.
Will say, and even to my 20-year-old self, I hate how I allowed myself to just be, like, used up by men. And that came from a lack of self-worth. I did not understand my value that I was born with. I didn't.
And what was her value? That she was very pretty. That she had looks. That she could have actually locked down a high-value man at the peak of her looks. And she would have been set for life. Okay? You know, some high value man would have looked at her and say, man, I would really like this woman to be my wife. And when I say high value, meaning, you know, high value according to this world standards. The highest value man is the man that has this knowledge, this understanding, this truth. You know, pursuant to Romans 11:33, it says the depth of the riches of the Heavenly Father, how unsearchable are his judgments and his ways past finding out. If you know that, then you're the highest value man. The highest value man. And that's what Yahweh Shem Yahushua is making us men of the Lord, the highest value man. But in this world, a high value man is a man who has a lot of money, prestige, you know, yada, yada, right? So she could have met a man like that based upon her beauty. And, you know, he could have taken her around the world and, you know, all the stuff that a pretty woman in this society gets, right? She could have had it. Instead, she just said that she allowed men to use her. She rode the cock carousel. You know, if you borrow a line from the song When Doves Cry by Prince, there's a line in the song where he goes, maybe you're just like my mother, she's never satisfied. So this woman was never satisfied. She was just hopping from dick to dick, okay? And using her looks to do that. And now she's regretting it. And now no real high value man in the world would want to take her seriously. All right, they'll just use her and abuse her until finally her looks are totally gone. Okay? So at this point, stick a fork in her, she's done. Okay? And that's hey, that's the story, man. So again, let this be a cautionary tale to you women out there that are being promiscuous. Okay?
And I gave, again, people look at sex differently. It's spiritual unification. And people that I've shared my body with, when I think about my list, it's repulsive. Because
did you hear that? When she thinks about all the guys, and Lord knows what those dudes did with her, when she thinks about it, it's repulsive. And you know what's repulsive? A man dealing with her. I wouldn't touch this chick with fire tongs, man. Real talk. I would not touch this chick with fire tongs. Okay? And Lord knows the rack of STDs she may have accumulated while she was having her fun. Just like Cyndi Lauper said, girls just want to have fun. But see, the thing with fun is, in the end, you pay. Okay? You know, in the end, you pay. And now she's paying. Hey, these words are coming from her, not from me. These words are coming from her. Okay? So again, let that be a cautionary tale to you women out there that are promiscuous. In the end, you're going to pay. Okay? No one gets away with the law of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You violate the law of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you pay. All right? If Yahushua didn't get away, you certainly not going to get away. You pay. You violate the law of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you pay. Violating the law of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, that's a sin. And it's a sin for a woman to be a whore. Okay? That's according to the scriptures. So even this woman has come to the conclusion, because her well has dried up, her well of suitors has dried up. So now she's forced to come to the conclusion the way she lived her life was not good. Okay, let's bring it back a little.
It's spiritual unification. And people that I've shared my body with, when I think about my list, it's repulsive. Because they didn't deserve it.
Because they didn't deserve it. Yeah, they treated her like a wet food stamp. They treated her like a urinal. They treated her like a cum bucket. Okay? And she's repulsed by that.
But that was an outcome of me discounting my worth. And
that was an outcome of her discounting her worth. Why you think in the past virgins were so sought after? Huh? Why you think in the past there were things like a chastity belt? Google chastity belt. The quickest way a woman can devalue herself is by sleeping with multiple men. You are not designed to sleep with multiple men, you women out there. That's the quickest way you can devalue yourself. Not to mention, not only do you devalue your body, you also devalue your mind. That's why a lot of women go crazy. Because of the multiple men they've laid down with, the multiple spirits they're carrying on themselves. Again, let this be a cautionary tale to you women out there, man.
It's disgusting.
And you know, we're in a time where not only is Yahweh Shem Shai exposing Esau, and that's pursuant to the scriptures where the Apostle Paul said that man of sin be revealed. Not only is he being revealed, Esau, his mistress is being revealed too. You know who that is? That's the so-called black woman. Okay? She's being exposed too. That's why you had individuals like Kevin Samuels back about a couple of years ago. He came hot and heavy on the scene. Now you got Fresh and Fit. You got what's his name? Coach Greg Adams. You got this guy here, where this clip came from, Please Act Right, Raula, I think his name is. I watch his videos, and I'm pretty sure he watches our videos, right? You have all these guys exposing the folly of these women, man. So this is a revolution, man, that's happening right before our eyes. Yahweh Shem Yahushua is exposing Esau and all his wickedness, and at the same time is exposing the wickedness of these women. Okay? And you're not getting away. You are not getting away. You pay. Okay? You want to live a life of being free and easy? You're going to pay. In the end, you're going to pay. It's not going to be fun. It might be fun now, but the fun is coming to an end. Okay?
I hate even having that spiritual tie in any type of way. But yeah, I would absolutely change sexually how I move around.
So basically,
I would absolutely change sexually how I moved around. That's wasted beauty, man. Look at her face. Look at her eyes. Defeat. That's the look of defeat. All that's left for her now is to be a jump off, and for the lowest value dude, because all the high value dudes are onto her. Because you know she just couldn't keep her mouth shut. She was making fun of all of them, calling athletes stupid and all that. You see, some of you might have seen the videos. Oh, she was shooting off her mouth. But now that the well has run dry, look at the look on her face, the look of defeat. Me personally, I wouldn't touch her with fire tongs. All right? But it is what it is, man. Again, let that be a cautionary tale to you women out there. All right? So with that, on to the next video.